Hey Leos, this is Damien with HK Readings Healing Culture Tarot, and I'm here to do your April 2019 General Love Reading. This will be for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or Jupiter, and crosswatchers are welcome to this video. Generally, I tend to read from the perspective of the sign that I'm reading for, but there are times when I feel the need to speak from the person that they've been dealing with, or a combination of both, like when things are mutual, like a significant amount of, say for example, for this reading, Leos have, put out what I'm about to read, or, the other half being the crosswatcher. Like, I definitely sense that some of the, yeah, I feel like definitely there's gonna be some of the Leos that are at the side of this that did the dirt, and then, there's honestly going to be some others that have done this to them. So I can't just read for one side, even though some readings I feel that I can. I guess what had me pause is that I was starting to sense the heartbreak on both sides here. Whatever happened in the past definitely broke someone's heart, okay? Now here's the story. This is someone who was thrusted into a third-party situation. This is someone who had their energy, love, and affection compromised for, the sake of another. This is where there was a lot of manipulation and emotional abuse. Not much emotional support or awareness or consideration. So what you have from there is someone who has pained tremendously for a good while, for months. They have learned to deal with their emotions, they've cried, they've gotten it all out, and they've realized that this was something that almost plagued them, That's what we have here with the Ten of Air. It's like they felt destroyed by the situation and what they experienced, with honestly what I'm sensing is to be you, Leo, some of you. For others of you, hey, if it doesn't apply, it doesn't apply. But that has led them to, like, this gap in time, like the way these cards came out, there's a reason there's a gap here. And as I'm just putting it together, there was some time that it took of this person hermiting and closing themselves off, okay? Because they wanted to plan a way to create a new world. Now, this is someone with much patience. And it very well could be a Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Could be an Aquarius. But this is someone with much patience. And they have been seeing through their developments. They've been seeing through to them. And as they slowly move to the point where they're starting to see some of the signs that they're doing the diligence in their work, as they're starting to feel how they once felt when they were happy, but even better, older, wiser. As passions start to awaken, as the openness for love starts to spread throughout them, and their willingness to be able to embrace new opportunities through this growth and expansion. This is someone who has essentially channeled their divine healing power, their inner divine healing power. Now, either you, Leo, or the other person, if this is you here, I sense have been desiring. Yeah, I see the desire because we have the prison with the misfortune card here, so not much action has been taken, whether it's you, Leo, or the other person, to rectify a situation that they really wish they could dearly because they see that the answers already know with conversation reversed. It has been decided that I will move on from this. I am being universally and spiritually guided to move on from this. Actually being universally and spiritually guided on another journey, because this is the last journey that I was on before the one I'm on now, like already getting to old news status. So many of you Leos could be really getting it together and healing yourself and working on yourself. Or, you know, this could very well be the crosswatcher who's coming out of this situation that had seemed to defeat them emotionally and spiritually because they gave so much. They were gaining that back. They, you know, are replenishing that back. You or the other person. And soon we'll start to envelop more beyond that point and past happiness to create a new level of sensation. And that's how Ixchel, the medicine woman, already tied into the reading. But then we also have Aphrodite, the inner goddess. Awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. Enough said. Green Tara, start delegating. Ask others, including me, to help you instead of trying to do everything by yourself. So reach out to people, you know. If you're feeling inspired, reach out to your friends. Talk to your friends. Let them know what's up. Start new projects. What do you want to do? Because, I mean, sometimes when people don't want to ask for help, there are ways that they can get the answers. But it does take, you know, being around people who care and love you and who will get you to those answers, to where if you're just at the, you know, still working on the point where your communication doesn't have you open to just ask of what you need because it's a work in progress, create the situation. You can definitely do that within your divinity. There's a strong need to believe in yourself, to have courage, to have strength, and to not go back to old ways of thinking, Leo. I mean, there are healings on both sides of this, no matter where you stand in this general reading, if you resonate with this general reading, okay? There are two sides to the healing. Now, the other story that I see is just literally kind of the same path, but from the perspective of the person who had done the wrong and had to be walked away from. Is how they are feeling just miserable and within some defeatist attitude as well, as they watch someone move on to self-actualization and healing that they deserve to attract new love and opportunities. You know, being well-rounded in love and finance and you know, the relationships with friends and family and everything that, you know, one may care about. And it's somebody who's unable to accept the no for an answer as it is. So it has them in a state of just constant inner turmoil. Probably just replaying and revisiting all of the heartache and heartbreak that came from, like, you know, what they had done and how they came to feel about themselves, to feeling bad, and, you know, at a certain point doing everything they could before now, just thinking about it and having the desire to, before just doing everything they could and nothing could work, to get this person to forgive them or take them back, either or. So this person is just kind of out of it and doesn't know what to do. And at this point, you know, while they're not communicating, because they probably haven't communicated much of their feelings or anything to you in a relationship, nonetheless, really talk to their friends about what they need or anything that they need. That's when, within the second story, we get to the Green Tara, which speaks on delegating, you know, because, again, with healing on both sides, that person is gonna have to appreciate their inner goddess and channel their inner goddess as well, and talk to friends for help or loved ones for help, whomever it is, a sibling, someone who they know that they can count on to help them through it. Because this is also reflective of someone who's just kept a lot in as it is. So at what point do you see yourself growing, Leo, or crosswatcher, like, you know, Leo, this is the person that you've dealt with. At what point do they see themselves growing if they constantly choose to remain stunted in a situation where they're kicking themselves in the ass for I guess, you know, thinking the grass was greener on the other side, and not appreciating, not valuing whatever it was. But it's like, hey, okay, so now, yeah, shoulda, coulda, woulda. You didn't, but move on from that. Because that's a lesson for you to learn from. You know, we all have shit that we've done to someone that's like, man, fuck, you know, I don't feel like a cheater. I wish I never cheated on this person or whatever. I've never done that. I'm just using that as an example. Excuse me. But, like, I think y'all know exactly what I'm saying, okay? It seems as though okay, just to go ahead and end this up on here for you, we've got House, Three of Air, Justice, Quadi, and the Fall of Granada. Like, all my, you know, all the cards from the decks have been syncing with what it's talking about. Three of Swords, Three of Cups reversed, okay? Going down to the Moon and the Ten of Air. Down to the Misfortune, Prison, and Conversation, all reversed. Then now we have the Three of Air. Justice being served. The Fall of Granada and Misfortune are the same, just as you have the Tower in traditional tarot. Somebody needs to realize that justice is being served, and they need to move on and start taking care of their duties and obligations. Because the other person who is hurt is already doing that. And it's about time that you both grow, or for some reason there's just going to be this karmic cycle that just stays open, even if it's just a little bit. Because the person who, like, there's just someone who can't let go. Or just refuses to. And energetically, I just sense that has to come to an end, or it will. And the person who couldn't get it together might not like how it comes to a fucking end. Because where we have the option to end it, and then the universe has the option, you know, where we were given a chance in the universe, you know what I'm saying? When we were given a chance, didn't act on it, universe steps in. We've seen how they can end things. We see what they can teach us, what they will teach us. And if we got justice in the fall of Granada here, what I'm getting is somebody needs to go ahead and cut the fucking cord. The person who's stunted and finally needs to get on their shit needs to cut the cord and come on, go and move on with their lives and start taking on, you know, taking on the responsibilities of theirs, working on their life, their shit. And the other person who's moving on needs to continue to do so and not look back, because justice is being served for them and that other person as well. That's what I got for you, Leos. Have a great April.